That's right. The champ is here. I've just found this. This was a Christmas present. Absolutely amazing. I've been on it for like an hour and a half. I can't get enough of it. But the champ is here. The champ is back. Nathbet is back. We are the champ. Another double that came in last week, 3-1. It's been a sensational season. I'll be honest. I'm wiping away a couple of tears that we have to finish it. A fantastic season, guys. It really has been, hasn't it? 30 profitable weeks out of a possible 37. It's been humongous. It's been incredible. I know that people are winning thousands of pounds. It's been free tips all the way. Congratulations, you've been with us since week 1. To all our new followers, welcome. It's going to keep on going. We're going to be on it next season. We've also got a special World Cup edition. Yes, that's right, World Cup edition of Nathbet. We're going to be with you for most days during the World Cup as well. So please watch out for that. I'll give you more details. We'll be tweeting more details about that in the following 2 or 3 weeks. What else have I got to say before we start with the tips for the final week? Yes, iPad still up for grabs. Didn't come in last week, so there is an iPad Air still up for grabs. I say I've been tweeting pictures with it. We have still got an iPad Air to give you. I want to give it away this week. 4 results is what we need. 4 results to come in. That is Fulham, Stoke, Southampton and Chelsea. Fulham, Stoke, Southampton and Chelsea all to win, and then you are in the draw for an iPad Air. It's as simple as that. Again, Fulham, Stoke, Southampton and Chelsea for you to be in with a chance to win, for a chance of enjoying an iPad Air with cover, with a beautiful black cover as well. All you need to do is retweet our tips, retweet the iPad Air tips. Make sure you get as many followers as you can, and we will choose you at random. Remember, the more followers we get through your different Twitter accounts, we monitor that, and we will give you more of a chance of winning. That definitely weighs in more. If we get 10 or 11 new followers through your Twitter, then you're going to have more chances to win. You're going to have 10 more chances to win than the person who only gets 1. So please retweet, keep on retweeting. Like I say, it's been a fantastic season, and it's been a pleasure broadcasting to you guys. We have got 1 more week, and it is a truncated week. Truncated, that means smaller, because obviously we've got the playoffs, so there's not many games. Championship, League 1, League 2, and I'm looking at some of the playoff games, and they're too hard to call. So we have got an all Premier League week going into the final Sunday of the season. Now, because obviously some of the bets and we are quite small, I've done a little bit different this week, guys. I've actually started to use a few handicaps. So there'll be a few games where you will have to put a bet on. Find the handicap page on the site and tick -1 goal. So basically what we're saying is, if I'm going to tip, let's say, Spurs, which I will be doing later on in this broadcast, to win -1, it means that Spurs need to win by 2 or more goals. Obviously, that means they've got handicap, which means that their odds are better. So without further ado, let's go on to the double. And I say Spurs because they feature in our double this week. Spurs against Aston Villa. We're going to back Spurs -1. That means -1 handicap. We're going to back Spurs to win with -1. Gives us a 13-10 price. It's a big price. Aston Villa obviously played midweek, got stuffed, didn't they, by Manchester City. That will have taken a lot out of them. They obviously played very well first half, but tired second half. The last thing I want to do is go into White Hart Lane against Tim Sherwood, who want to prove a point. Doesn't look like he's going to be there next season, but he'll be putting a full strength side out, especially with the fact that Manchester United, if they win and Spurs don't, they could flip-flop in places. So Spurs -1 against Aston Villa at 13-10. Double them up with Liverpool. They have to win, don't they? The smallest of small chances. Incredible game. Won it against Crystal Palace on Tuesday night. I could not believe what I was seeing. But if you've been with us all season, you know that I've backed Manchester City to win. And that looks like a 1-10 now, 10-1 on with the bookies. Looks like we're going to get our wish. And we've put a nice bit of money on as well at the start of the season. So we should be getting a nice little bit of profit back. But Liverpool, like I say, they will win. They'll make sure they win. -1. Liverpool -1 to beat Newcastle. We're going to back that handicap again. Smaller odds, 8-15 this time. But I still like Liverpool. I think they'll put on a bit of a show come the end of the season. Just hope that Manchester City slip up somehow. They're not going to. Newcastle obviously been on holiday for the last 7, 8, 9 games and lost 7 on the bounce before they beat Cardiff at home. But I mean, whether they beat Cardiff at home or not, I mean, that's no real great shakes, to be fair. Cardiff have been absolutely dreadful, haven't they? So Liverpool -1, Spurs -1 gives us a 2.5-1 double. That's best price with Paddy Power. Okay, on to the treble, guys. And obviously, some teams haven't got too much to play for, and maybe they can't go up or down in the table. However, there's a lot of money to play for. Huge amount of money. There's some games where these games are £2.5, £3 million games, depending on where they're going to finish in the league, which means that more chances, more wages means they can sign players. It might be the difference between them signing 2 or 3 players next season and not. So please, if I'm tipping games, you think, well, what have they got to play for? Well, the money's very important these days, especially the amount that's in the Premier League at the moment, and I will discuss that a little bit later on. So the first bet in the treble this week, guys, Chelsea are going to Cardiff City. We're going to back them -1. Chelsea -1 to beat Cardiff at 11-10. Now, obviously, Cardiff got a little bit to play for as in pride, but like I said to my partner in crime, Mr. Stillings, a while ago, they've had pride to play for in 35 game weeks prior when they've had a chance to go up or stay up, and they haven't done that. Basically, they're just inferior opposition, aren't they? I mean, they're just not particularly good, and they deserve to go down, unfortunately, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Chelsea obviously licking their wounds, and they'll be a bit frustrated. Obviously, a lot of players going on holiday, and a lot of players have got World Cup duty as well. However, I just fancy the quality to come through. I mean, I think that he'll put a pretty strong side out, and you looked at when he put a second strength side out at Liverpool, and they went on and won 2-0 there. So why they can't go to Cardiff City and win by 2 goals or more? I don't see any reason why they can't. So Chelsea -1 at 11-10 is our first bet. The second bet is Arsenal to go to Norwich and win. Again, Arsenal can't go up or down, but I just think Arsene Wenger, he's a fantastic manager, and he wants to end the season on a high. And Norwich obviously already down, or as good as down, unless they have to win by 17 goals or something, whatever, something ridiculous. But I just think that Arsenal will win the game outright. No handicap on that bet, just Arsenal outright. They're available at 10-11. We're going to back that Aaron Ramsey. Looks like he's going to be back, as is a couple of other mainstays. So 10-11 at Arsenal against Norwich. Finish that off with Sunderland against Swansea. Congratulations for our person who tweeted that I was at the Sunderland game on Wednesday night, or last night as it was. He got a £5 free treble this weekend. We will send that to you, sir. Sunderland available at 13-10. Now, I did say about this money situation. Now, Sunderland obviously safe. Swansea obviously safe. Excuse me, obviously safe as well. Gary Monk in charge, full-time boss now, so he'll want to prove a point. However, I fancy Sunderland to win this game. I'm going to back them to win this game, despite them playing in midweek. Just that feel-good factor, it really was. It was 45,500 fans there on Wednesday night. I just think they're going to carry that forward. They're going to be celebrating. But it's a £2.5, £3 million game, this one. Sunderland could actually finish 12th in the league, which is incredible when you think they've had to go to, they were dead and buried after that 5-1 loss at Spurs and then losing at home to West Ham. And then they've gone to Manchester City and drawn. They've gone to Chelsea and won. They've gone to Manchester United and won. I mean, it's just beggars belief. It is literally a miracle, like Gus Poyet says. I just think they're going to ride the hot wave, and 13-10 about Sunderland is more than enough for me. Like I say, despite them playing in midweek, so we're going to back them to win that game. Chelsea -1, Arsenal and Sunderland 7.7-1 treble with Sky Bet. Okay, fourfold. Now, it wouldn't be me and it wouldn't be Nathbet if we didn't have the biggest fourfold of the season going on the last game week, and we are going to do that. We have got a massive fourfold for you, so if you've got a spare few, £2 or £3, and you fancy a flutter, you fancy a gamble, please put it on. We have got, I'm going to tell you the odds before, we have got a 63-1, that's right, 63-1 fourfold, guys. Now, I think it's got every chance of coming in, so please bear with me. Let me explain these and then make sure you get these prices on quickly. First of all, I've already tipped one of them, Spurs -1 against Aston Villa. Like I say, Spurs sure want to make an impact. I think Adebayo will have a field day against a tired Aston Villa defence who are injury-riddled. Spurs -1, Aston Villa 13-10, first bet. Second bet, Everton to go to Hull and win. Now, Everton, even though they can't go up or down, they're fifth at the moment. I think that Martinez is such an excellent manager. It will have them. He will not want to finish the season on a low. And Hull City have obviously done fantastically well. They've dropped down in recent weeks, obviously after disappointing losses. They played a pretty much reserve team side, albeit Shane Long up front because he's cup-tied for the FA Cup final. But they will have got the FA Cup final on the horizon. They will be resting players. They will not want to get injured. Everton, obviously, apart from the World Cup guys, they want to finish the season on a high. Superior side, 21-20. They're going to finish 5th in the league. We're going to back Everton to beat Hull City away from home, 21-20. Now, two big prices that make up these. And I love this next one, especially seeing them on Wednesday night. And that's, I'm going to back Stoke to go away to West Brom and win on the last game of the season. Stoke 14-5. I think that is a huge Huge price. West Brom were terrible. They really were under Pepe Mel. Yes, they're safe, but I mean, God, I don't know how they are. I don't expect them to be there at the end of, start of next season. I really don't. It just looked like they were inept. They hardly had any chances going forward. And I think that Stoke with Mark Hughes, they've got every chance, especially if Newcastle lose, which they should do at Liverpool, of finishing ninth if they win this game. Mark Hughes will have them very well drilled. They've been very good all season, and ninth will be their highest league finish ever for Stoke City. So very much plenty of incentives for them to go there and play an attacking formation. I think they will do that. And at 14-5, I'm going to have a nice little bet on them as a single as well this week. But they do make our fourfold. Stoke 14-5 to beat West Brom is the third bet. Finish that off with Southampton against Manchester United. You saw a small picture of the future with Manchester United's youth team basically playing up front in the midweek win against Hull City. I don't think that will be the case this week. I think Giggs will want to finish off strongly. I think you'll see your Matters return, you'll see your Youngs return, you'll see your Valencias come into the wing, and you'll see Mr. Van Persie starting the last game of the season. I think that's not almost a given. So obviously it's more than a match for Southampton. Southampton have been fantastic all season at home. Yes, they've lost Jay Rodriguez, but the likes of Lallana, Shaw, will all want to make a big impact. Ricky Lambert as well before the World Cup squad is announced. They had a good 1-0 win away at Swansea last week as well. Going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be a draw this game, guys. I don't give the advantage to either team. I think United obviously want to finish strong under Giggs. I think I'm expecting a score draw on this, 1-1 or 2-2. So it doesn't really matter as long as they draw the game. Manchester United against Southampton, we're going to go for the draw. That's 13-5. Spurs -1, Everton, Stoke, and a Southampton Manchester United draw gives us a 63 to 1 fourfold. That is with Bet Victor. Guys, enjoy. Please retweet. Please let us know. Let's get as many followers as we can, and I will be back for the World Cup. It's been 30 weeks, 30 profitable weeks out of 37. Let's make it 31 out of 38. It's been a pleasure, guys. We will see you very, very soon. Please retweet. Let's get that iPad Air 1, and we'll see you for the start of the World Cup. Take care. Bye-bye.